Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today I want to talk to you guys about the easiest way to lose weight. And I'm going to give you 3 tips in this video. And honestly, these 3 tips that I'm about to give you are by far the most practical and simple, the most practical and simple advice that anyone will ever give you, right? Because there's a lot of YouTubers out here and fitness experts that are telling you all about the biological processes and all this scientific shit, right? And it's easy to get caught up in it and overthink. And that was kind of what happened to me early on when I first started getting into fitness. I kind of just watched all sorts of stuff on nutrition and lifting and all this, stuff on YouTube. And it just kind of left me overthinking everything, and I never really I would never stick to one thing. I would always jump from different workout plans, different diets, and honestly, it just ended in disaster. And I'd binge out on junk food because I didn't know what to do. I didn't think anything worked, right? But over the past couple years of experimenting with different things and different ways of eating, I've sort of found a method that really works. So again, let me kind of bring things back here. A lot of us are overweight and heavy because we're addicted to food on a dopamine level, right? On a dopamine level. So what does that mean? Pretty much, a lot of the junk food is sugar. I think it's said that white sugar, the sugar that they put in, all these sweets, these unhealthy sweet foods that you get in the bakery and ice creams and all that stuff, I think it's as addictive as crack. I'm not sure where I heard that, but if you guys are wondering why you can't stop eating sugar, maybe that's why, because it really is that addictive, right? So how do you break that? How do you break because that's really what it is, right? Sugar, right? I feel like if you break the addiction of sugar, it's going to be a lot easier for you to stick to healthy foods, right? You may still have cravings for pizza and burgers and fries and all that, but honestly, if you listen to what I'm about to tell you, you probably won't be eating that. So if you're addicted right now to junk food and you're not overweight, but maybe you're skinny fat, you got maybe 10 or 15 pounds to shed, and you want to do that, then I highly suggest that you go on a dopamine fast. And you don't have to do a full 24-hour dopamine fast. If you want to know what a dopamine fast is, I covered it in my last video. I'm not gonna cover what it is here, but I'll basically tell you what it is, in summary. Basically, a dopamine fast is when you do absolutely nothing. No cell phone, no nothing. No porn, no sex, no drugs, no reading, no music, nothing. No watching videos, nothing. And if you do that intermittently, right, let's say you pick out, a time of the day where you're going to stop doing stuff, right, where you just do absolutely nothing. Some of you guys may not be able to do it, but, maybe on weekends or whatever, you just pick a time, right? So let's say you go to bed at 10 o'clock and you stop using technology at 10 o'clock and you go to bed, all right? So from the time you get up, let's say you wake up at 8, when you wake up, you're not going to eat anything. You're not going to do anything. You're just going to sit with your thoughts. Maybe you can go for a walk till about 2 o'clock. That's a 16-hour dopamine fast, right? And then at 2 o'clock, you can, if you want to eat, you can. But personally, I don't eat. I kind of just, maybe I'll go on the internet or whatever, or I'll check emails or whatever. I'll read maybe, but I'll continue my fast from food, right? So another thing, right? Along with the dopamine fast, that's the first thing. That's the first most important thing, because what a dopamine fast does is it kind of resets your brain, so you don't have the urge to go binge out on sugary foods and porn and all this stuff, right? So that's the first thing, dopamine fast. Probably the most important thing you'll ever do for weight loss and for your mental health as well. And the next thing is dry fasting. I've been doing intermittent dry fasting kind of sporadically. I do it, maybe one day I'll do dry fasting, the next day I'll do water fasting, and then I'll do dry fasting the next day, right? So I kind of, switch out dry fasting and water fasting. I alternate between days, and that really helps with like because even when you're water fasting, you're still consuming, right? So when you break your fast, the first thing you're gonna go to is food when you're on a water fast. So you're doing like intermittent fasting with water. So when you're dry fasting, when you break your dry fast, what are you gonna go for? You're probably not gonna want food. Again, you might be hungry, but the hunger is actually you being thirsty, right? So it's not like a hunger signal. It's actually a signal from your body that you need water because you may be a little bit dehydrated. Guys, in a dry fast, keep in mind, in a dry fast, your body, after a certain period of time, it starts to use its own water reserve because you are 70% water. So, oh, look at this. My cat's right behind this camera. You better not knock this down. Anyways, so yeah, your body's 70% water, and it starts to use the water that it has to hydrate you in its body. There's water in your fat cells, so I guess when you're doing a dry fast, your body uses the water from the fat cells that it burns to use energy. If you guys want the more scientific backing of that, go research some videos on dry fasting. I'm not an expert on this. I just kind of experiment with it and I share what I know. So yeah, that's the second thing. Guys, if you've done dopamine fasting for like a day or two, you should be ready to start doing intermittent fasting from food on a consistent lifestyle basis, right? So alongside with that, the intermittent fasting is going to really help with your food cravings. It really will, especially if you're out in the sun. Guys, that's another tip to help you with your fast. Drink tea. You can drink tea, black coffee. Those actually help your hunger. So you can do those two things. I don't do black coffee. I do green tea, but I don't really do it that much. I only do it once every 2 weeks if it's like a cloudy day or something. I don't have any energy from the sun. I'll do green tea to extend my fast a few hours. So yeah, that definitely, those two things will help you. The sun, black coffee, and green tea, along with water. If you're starting out with intermittent water fasting, those things will help you feel less hungry, and that's the whole goal of weight loss, right? Because a lot of people, when they struggle with weight loss, they always complain about having cravings and they're always feeling hungry, right? Even when they eat healthy, right? That's why intermittent fasting is great, and it's so simple because you don't have to worry about like tracking calories. You don't have to worry about like cooking meals and things like this. You just don't eat till a certain time, and then you worry about your food window for like 4 hours, right? Maybe if you're really serious about it, you do 20 hours every day of intermittent fasting, right? That's what I'm sort of doing right now. And so maybe you only cook like at dinner instead of making lunch and doing all this, right? You can focus on other things that are important: school, work, business, whatever. Spend more time with your family, your girlfriend, your wife, kids, whatever. So yeah, what was that? Okay, so those are some tips to help you with intermittent fasting, right? That guys, honestly, if you're not gonna fast, then you can still lose weight. There's people who've done it, but I honestly think that intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting along with that, which is a little bit more challenging for us. I think intermittent fasting is definitely it's maintainable and sustainable, and prolonged fasting, not everyone can do that, right? But everyone can do intermittent fasting, everyone. So, and it's so practical, it's so simple. You just don't eat. Just keep yourself busy during the time that you're not eating, right? Again, like I said, do schoolwork, make videos, make music, make art, do something that's you're passionate about. Go work out, go in nature, meditate, read, right? Or dopamine fast. Don't do any of that, right? So definitely give that a shot if you're struggling with weight loss and all these different diets and which one's right, which one works. Trust me here. And so the third tip, along with dopamine fasting and intermittent fasting, is just eating whole foods, right? Because we are programmed to we're not programmed, but we get caught up in which foods burn fat, this and which foods, are carbs bad or fat's good, or is protein gonna help me, not be as hungry, right? We get so caught up in this stuff. I used to, and a lot of people do. So when you just eat whole foods, your body isn't, what's the word? Your body isn't like dealing with any toxins. Your body, because even if you're eating like a lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables, and even like some grains that are heavy in carbs, that's pretty good, because your body is not dealing with the wheat. Because a lot of the junk food, let's face it, if you look on the back of the ingredient list, what does it have? It has wheat, milk, soy, wheat, milk, and dairy and soy. Those are the three things that make us fat. Those the three products that are in most junk food that make us heavy. You can go research the I know soy boosts estrogen in the body. Dairy is some people are actually intolerant to dairy. So guys, these things are not good for our bodies, right? And when we're constantly putting them inside of our bodies, like every day, how the hell are we gonna burn fat? Even if you're doing intermittent fasting and then you're eating like shit after, they say calories in, calories out, but honestly, I guess that's true. But even then, if you're eating junk food after your fast, you're not gonna be satiated, because again, it's all dead calories. So the junk food that you're eating doesn't have the nutrients that your body needs to fuel the processes in your body, digestion, or different organ functions, and all this, muscle growth, and so forth. So you don't want to eat junk food after your fast, however long you fast. You want to eat foods that are rich in protein, fat, and carbs. And you also, this is a tip, you want to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, because they have water. And especially leafy greens, because leafy greens, they're high in volume, so they give your stomach the illusion that you're full, but they also have water, right? So that's another tip. And again, keep drinking water all throughout the day if you're doing that. If you're, even after your fast, you want to drink water in between your meals, right? If you think you're hungry, and if your eating window is like 4 hours, and you broke your fast and you ate your meal, and you're still feeling hungry, don't eat. Just drink water. You'll feel full, and then it'll be, you'll be like, damn, 2 hours go by, and then you start to feel hungry, right? So that's another thing. Just eat whole foods, right? Don't complicate it too much, right? People argue fruitarian, raw vegan versus carnivore versus paleo versus keto. Like, dude, don't complicate it. Just eat whatever the fuck you like, you think your body needs, right? I'm not going to get into the whole debate here about raw vegan, fruitarian, and carnivore and shit like that. I don't want to argue with that, about that. And another thing I'll add to the third point is just move. Like, during your fast, go for walks, do push-ups, work out. You want to keep moving your body, right? I'm not huge into weightlifting anymore. I do it like twice a week. I do upper body one day, and then I do lower body another day. But on the other days that I don't lift, I just do push-ups, I do bodyweight stuff, and I walk. I don't really run, because I just don't have motivation to run, honestly. But I walk. I walk in nature. I play basketball. I walk around my neighborhood, and honestly, it's been working. I may hit a plateau coming soon. I may have to raise my my fat, like make my fast longer to burn more fat. But I'm telling you, if you exercise on the empty stomach, that's gonna deplete your glycogen out of your muscles that are stored in there from the carbs you had the night before, and then your body's gonna listen. Once your body has used all of its glycogen from the carbohydrates, it's gonna start burning fat sooner. You know what I mean? So if you guys aren't doing like any exercise during your fast, then it's gonna take longer for your body to go into its fat stores and start burning fat, right? Because it's still gonna be burning glycogen. Listen, I really don't know if it's true that your body, it makes a difference if you're burning fat versus calories in, calories out. I don't know. I don't know yet. I just have experienced, maybe it's water. The past couple weeks I've been doing this. I don't know if it's been water weight, but I've lost like, 6 pounds, 7 pounds in the past 2 weeks. It's probably water, but let's see. I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep eating mostly fruits and vegetables with a little bit of meat, maybe a little bit of grains, and we'll see. But that's what's worked for me. If you're struggling, just cut out all the shit, man. I'm telling you, start dopamine fasting, cut out all the shit. Dry fast it if you can. If you can't, if you're a beginner, I definitely don't suggest it. I definitely suggest that you just drink water during your fast. It's gonna be a little bit easier for you. And then once you're experienced with water fasting, then transition into dry fasting. So yeah, that's all I have really for you guys. I really think that this stuff that I talked about here is so goddamn simple and practical. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't think about it too much. Don't watch this video again, honestly. Don't keep filling your mind with all this different diet shit like I used to. It doesn't work. You're gonna start, because man, I'm gonna go back to how I was a few years ago. I used to just consume so much shit, and all I was thinking about was, oh, is this gonna work? And I just constantly worry about feeding myself, and am I eating too much? Am I eating too little? Don't worry about that. Just do the things that I advised here in this video, and I guarantee you're gonna see results. So yeah, that's it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified when I upload. If you have any questions, comments, video recommendations, or questions about this video, feel free to leave comments down below, and I will do my best to get back to you. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day.